The bangs are backwards. What's up, everybody? Go ahead, Sean. Take it away.
Well, this is episode 7 of Couch Time with Donna and Sean.
Woo!
Yes. Don't you hate hearing your own voice after a while? You've been on for like an hour, like 2.5 hours already.
No, because I don't listen to it. It's like what do you mean? Like I don't listen to the playback.
No, sometimes when I'm doing a live feed, I really start getting like antsy after a while because I hate hearing my own voice.
Yeah, but we do it. I think it's because it's purposeful. Like I had, hi Ma. Like the first one was we did our beauty quarantine, and we just did a scripted radio show. So it's like it's not like I'm like repeating the same story. Like if they're like live on the news, Donna, tell us the story about how you got the cat out of the fiery building, and like I had to repeat the story. It's all different content.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I give you credit though. I couldn't do 2.5 hours straight.
No?
No.
I can. Look what I'm wearing.
Oh, hate that shirt.
Why? I love this shirt.
Because I'm very uncomfortable. I had to do merch at some point, and I was very uncomfortable doing the shirt. But because, I mean, I literally sold 500 shirts in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's an awesome shirt. I love this shirt.
But like, it's weird because like if I went to a show and I've seen people wearing them, it kind of throws me off a little bit.
Well, I can understand that. So we got some hellos from Daria. She said, happy early birthday. My mother, happy early birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Happy early birthday. I'm so excited.
I'm glad you're excited.
Birthday Eve.
Glad you're excited.
Okay. Why are you not excited?
Not that I'm not excited. I don't make a big deal of my birthday. I used to, but not anymore. And so it's like a weird birthday. You know what I mean? Like because I have so many routines that I do, like all the time. So like I used to always go to my friend's bar, and we'd have a ton of people come down, and we'd just hang out and whatever. Then I would have my birthday show at Tierney's, and it's like the first one in 10 years that I'm not doing.
I know. Came up in my time hop.
It's so strange. Like that. That's the little things that make me realize that we're going through this weird time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, all right, so I can't do the birthday show. So next year I'm sure we'll do one. But there's so many little things that are changed. Like even today, I don't know if you saw, the mayor of New York said no more outdoor comedy shows.
What?
Yeah, no more outdoor comedy shows. Because too many people are gathering, and it's just a whole shit show. Which means what's going to happen. It's going to translate over to New Jersey soon, because that's what they kind of do. They kind of piggyback off each other's ideas. So now it's like the one little bastion of hope that we have for the next 2 months or so, and they're just taking that away as well.
It's like prohibition. We're just gonna have to do backyard shows.
Oh, I have an idea though. And I'm not gonna speak here, but I have an idea that I think is going to be fantastic.
I bet. I know.
A way around all of this.
Okay, I can't wait to hear
details. Just gotta work out the details. But I had an epiphany, had a vision.
I love the epiphanies and the visions.
Yeah, this was a good one too. So, and I think I can pull this off. And I think that this will be a new way of doing this, where people will still have fun, and I just got to figure out the whole social distancing mask thing. So I got to figure out, but I think it's a great idea. So we're gonna see.
I'm excited to hear when I'm privy to hear. So
off the camera, you'll hear.
Of course. I just did the same thing, and I know it sounds like a teaser, and you don't mean to. I just said the same thing. We were talking on Girls Gone Green. Tracy was talking to Natty, who's doing really well, and he's got like a new product out.
I saw that. The yogurt, right?
Yeah, the yogurt, and he's doing really well with it.
Good.
And yeah, exactly, Mike. I just said almost that same thing in it. Mike Masiello says, I feel like I'm in a comedy version of Footloose, and it's so true. I said something similar in the beauty quarantine. I referenced Footloose, so it's like it's Footloose, but
not dancing.
No, but I'm saying like there's no comedy on this side of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but I think I circumvented a way around this, and I think this is something that can keep going on after the quarantine is broken.
That's exciting. That's amazing. And that's good stuff. And I can't wait to find out.
And that's what we're doing. And, I've mentioned this before on live feeds and stuff. It's all about redirecting. Like a friend of mine, Joel, Soul Joel.
Yeah.
Worked his ass off for years and years and years, opened up his own brick and mortar club. The club is beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful place. And now he can't use it.
I know.
So he pivoted and he's doing an outdoor amphitheater. Built it in a parking lot, stage covered for the comics. People can spread out wherever they want. It's great. I mean, I'm so happy that people are doing stuff like that. And I keep mentioning my friend Tim Hayes because Tim has been doing these amazing videos.
The videos are amazing.
And Tracy's doing the comedy
the videos.
Comedy videos where she's ripping on different songs and stuff like that. I think it's brilliant, and it's just keeping us relevant. It's just keeping us active, and me personally, and you as well. I've pivoted doing more live feeds, more podcasting as well.
Sure.
And I went from having one, now I got 3 going up at weekly, and finally getting the ball rolling with the 4th one as well. So
I saw your show with my favorite guy, Bobby Collins.
Bobby was fantastic. He was a great guest.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and just very forthcoming, and doing the same thing. Like you're not going to get a guy like Bobby Collins who's been a world class, top tier comic.
Right.
3 years ago, he's never going to do these kind of shows. But people are realizing that, hey, you know what? I got to do something to keep my name out there. Even just keeping your creativity going too. So like I'm me personally, I'm writing a whole new hour. I mean, brand new spanking hour. So when this is all done, when I can go and rent a theater and finally record the DVD that I've wanted to record for a long time, I can just get it done and then just purge that shit out of my head. Because I'm so tired of hearing the same things coming out of my mouth over and over and over. So I could just do that and then have the new hour ready to go when the road opens back up.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. I mean, I don't know. Like we talked about it before. And as much as I really do, I would love to get back on stage and do comedy. And I actually will talk off camera about something that recently happened. I know I said it on the last show, and Daria's like, what? She texted me already. But it's funny because I didn't think I'd get as excited about it until somebody approached me and they were like, hey. And I'm like, really? Okay. Like, that sounds like a great idea. And it's like, oh my God. But I know for me, I have to compartmentalize stuff. So like I went through a tremendous amount of changes with work in the salon, like a tremendous amount of changes, like completely different readjustments of space, staff, everything, you name it, what I can do in a week, working 50 hours a week, working a lot of hours and still not seeing a ton of people. But I'm starting to try to look at it from the bright side and embrace it and do the best I can. And what I can't do, oh well. So right now for me, selfishly, it's kind of like, okay, like I'm doing a lot of the online stuff. Like the 19th, we have Funny Little Liars. It's going to be the second show. It's a second fundraiser. So I'm like really excited about that because it's a different way to redirect being funny and using comedy rather than doing a set. I'm loving all of the improv and like doing, we did the old time radio show. This is like, I don't even know how many weeks we've been doing it, but it's being received well. And I think that there's room to grow. I don't know. Maybe I'll take an improv class after this or do something with theater. I don't know, but I'm loving that part of the comedic end now.
Yeah, and I always liken this expression I love to use is taking a plate of spaghetti and throwing it at the wall and see what sticks.
Yep.
So whether it's, you're always going to have that stand-up muscle in your head, but it's tougher to do some of these live feeds when you're doing it by yourself because people don't realize, first of all, it's a delay. People don't know.
Delay.
So it's like a minute and a half, 2 minute delay. And you're talking to yourself. You're trying to read all these things, all these comments. And, sometimes something good gets lost, and you got to try and back it up and reread, and it's harder for me to do the Monday Night Live feed by myself. It's so much easier to do something like this with somebody else that's actually talking back to you,
right?
And you get a quick answer, you get the response. Like the podcast goes so fast. Like we do an hour podcast for the what do you call it show for the Who's Your Band, and it's sometimes I look down and we're 45 minutes in already without even blinking an eye.
Yeah.
And that's picking up traction too. We've got some great guests coming up. And again, I count your blessings because I wouldn't be able to get.
I was going to say it's a lot of work, and people don't realize how much work goes into the pre-work of it, like getting somebody like a guest and, having the credibility to having the balls to even call and ask somebody, but then having somebody say yes because they feel like, all right, well, this sounds like a good thing to do or fun. And you're right, because everybody is home, but the difference now is we're not forced to stay home like we were in the beginning. Like there's reasons to leave. Like I have to go to work, for instance, so it distracts me. And by the time sometimes I get home, I'm like tired. I'm like,
people now are reconditioned to getting their entertainment on their computer whenever they want.
Oh yeah.
So they were like that to begin with the Netflix and the Hulu and all that stuff too. But now when it comes to like free content that we're putting out here, people are much quicker to do that than even to just go out and get a cup of coffee, which is still a great thing to do because you still have to have the human interaction. But people don't realize like it's there's days where I didn't do my show Monday. You know the reason why I didn't do my show Monday?
You didn't feel like it.
I didn't fucking feel like it.
I knew it.
Didn't feel like it. You know what I mean? And I feel bad because like now we've created a schedule. We've created people like, why didn't you do the show? Everything okay? I mean, are you sick? I mean, no, I just didn't feel like I wanted to do it.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah. And just so we could say hello, because I like to acknowledge people. Diana Martone Zamani says,
yeah, Diana and her sister are fans of mine and they're friends of mine. Diana's sister is the one who lives in Nevada who's 97 years old.
Nice. Oh, I remember reading about her. Yeah. She's like great
people. Sweetest woman who ever walked the face of the earth.
Yeah.
She was so sweet. You actually met her one time. You don't even realize that.
I did.
She came to a show at Tierney's one time, but she passed away a little while ago.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
How about John Kirshner? Don't be butthurt because you're not on here with us, John.
No, John's a good dude.
I love him. I'm not kidding.
We were supposed to be at Incubus tonight.
Really?
We're supposed to be at Incubus at 311 tonight. And I was actually going to text him today to remind him, but yeah, it's like, what it is too. I never took everything off my calendar. So like my calendar's going off and I'm like, what the hell am I doing tonight? And then I see that like, oh yeah, here's another show. I'm not supposed to be home tonight.
I know. It's crazy.
I'm supposed to be out tomorrow night. Tomorrow's my birthday. I was supposed to see Rage Against the Machine.
I know you are. I know.
And now it's rescheduled for next year. And then here's another one. Now I get an email, Hall & Oates. I was going to see Hall & Oates at the end of the month, right? Love Hall & Oates. We're scheduled for next year on my birthday. So now I already know a year ahead of time what I'm doing on my birthday next year.
Wait, did Rage reschedule for a date? Like,
yeah, August 9th.
Okay, wow.
So then
that's a great birthday week.
Yeah, it's a good birthday week, but like because everything's gonna be rescheduled for the same week that we had, because they gotta just move the whole tours around. But I don't know. I'm getting kind of used to not performing at this point.
Well, Angelique says hi to John's mother, Carmela.
Oh, and Carmela's sweetheart too. She's my little Snooki.
She's cute.
I met her at a show one time. She's 4'5" and looks just like Snooki.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I love John's daughter. She's so sweet with her little.
And the true talent in the family too.
What did you say?
I said, and the true talent in the family.
Exactly. That is so funny. I know. I bought tickets. I think I told you this. For me and the kids, we're going to go see Jim Brewer.
Yes.
He's doing an outdoor show on a Sunday, and my daughter is going to be 24 on the 31st. So we're going to make a day of it. I'm going to do her hair that day. Like it's a Sunday because I can't even get her on the friggin' schedule. So we'll do her hair, have some lunch, and then we'll go over. And I got, VIP seats or whatever, which to me, I'm like, I'm not going to sit in my car in the back of the parking lot. And I would spend the money. And for 3 of us to get tickets, it's honestly, it's worth it. I don't give a I'm going to email them. And I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to be there. Like, I'm in the Silver Beetle.
Why not?
Why not? I mean, I love him. And I think it's great. I'm going to support him, and that's it.
I think it's great that they're doing this kind of thing. And I also see the flip side of it. I'm like, look, I'm not going to go out of my house, sit in my car, spend $80 a ticket where I can go on YouTube and watch it on my TV in my central air.
Say, now here's my thought of this. I am a huge Jim Brewer fan. Mm-hmm. I've seen so many of his shows, and for this to be the thing that I know it sounds silly to some people, but I could say I saw him during the pandemic outside.
No, I get it. I mean, I did a show a couple of weeks ago that was outdoors, nowhere near on the level that Brewer's doing.
No, I know.
But it was good. I mean, again, but it's very strange on top of all of it because, like, these people were just sitting in their cars. I'm trying to look at their facial expressions through the glass. I couldn't do it. And you're expecting all these laughs for these jokes that are going over well, and you're hearing.
That part, I think, is going to be crazy. And I told you that I felt that way before, because I think it would make me very, like, I'm like a cat. Like I jump at everything. And I don't know about you, but this pandemic has totally put me on pins and needles. Like, we're in the salon and we lock the door because we have to, so people can't just walk in.
Right.
So one of us go out, let's say I took the garbage out, or a client comes in or something, or a client leaves, we have to lock the door after them, and one of us forget. When I tell you, it is completely like, I'm ready. I hear the door beep. It's Pavlovian. I'm like ready to be like, stay where you are. Like, I literally have become so crazy about it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing how we can really just recondition ourselves to everything that was normal. Like, now I don't forget my mask. I automatically put it on. So, like, when they say, okay, when is the time that you're, don't need to wear one anymore, right? Then you got to break that Pavlovian cycle on top of all of it too. It's just.
But what's going to happen? This is it. Like, am I ever going to not want to throat punch somebody for wearing their mask under their nose? Because, again, today I went to Costco. Mm-hmm. I go to Costco and Target. That's it. And I know Costco sounds crazy, but I go at a certain time when I know it's not packed. And I cannot even take it when you see the nose sticking out. It's like the ass crack. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Because I have a problem where, thank you, Diana. I walk around in the aisles, and this is what I do. Under the mask, I'm like, put your mask on. Put your mask. Like, and I literally, I want to go crazy. I want to say something.
I get it. And again, I was at the store the other day, and I saw this lady, and it wasn't even like underneath her nose. It was like underneath her lips. So like, she's wearing a chin condom, and normal me wouldn't be like, I don't give a shit what she's doing. But like, I'm like, look at this motherfucker. I'm sweating my ass off with this goddamn mask on, and this one's just because she has to talk. No, you talk through the goddamn thing.
Exactly, and that's what I wrote the other day. #maskhole. Don't be a maskhole. I love it. Daria loves it. I said.
You should really trademark that phrase, by the way.
I know. You know what? I should, except for when I put up the hashtag, I see that there's other, like, somebody has already said it, I'm sure.
It doesn't make a difference. Trademark it, because you know why? Paul McCartney copywrote Happy Birthday. Did you know that?
No.
Yes. Paul McCartney realized there was nobody in the world that ever trademarked or copyrighted Happy Birthday. He copyrighted it. So now anytime
the whole world is hearing it.
Yeah, anytime you've seen Happy Birthday in a movie, you're paying Paul McCartney.
Shut the front door. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, do it.
Everyone tries to do it before you get your ass kicked.
Worst thing that happens, it gets rejected.
Yeah, I should do it. And I've been rejected before. So.
That's another episode.
Whatever. Who cares? I don't care. What else was I going to say to you? Yeah, have you noticed, like, people, like, being really angry? Like, people went from being really like, oh my God, it's a pandemic, to now it's like,
well, yeah.
Shit.
Yes, I think people they want their way of life back, and they want their normalcy back. But the thing that I hate is they're turning this all into a political bullshit. And, now it's like, don't tell me I have to wear a mask. It's not, it's not a law. It's a, what was the word?
Yeah, don't step on my rights and stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm like, people don't realize the grand scheme of things. It's like, we've never seen anything like this in all the years that we're alive. I know you're a lot older than I am, but
I know I'm so much older, but you're going to be older in like a few hours. It's right around the corner.
But what is that?
Do you see this face?
Yes.
This is a little girl that I love so much. Her name is Sawyer, that we did a fundraiser for. I think you were even on that fundraiser at Tierney's with me.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I see somebody not wear a mask, I'm like, you are an asshole, because you see this little girl. It's not just her. It's little girls like her, little boys like her, older people that have compromised immune systems.
Sure.
People are totally so selfish, because I don't want to hear it's political, because it's bullshit. And everybody's like, oh, wait till after the election, it's going to be over and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but what if it's not? What if you could just stop for a minute and realize
it's not going to be over?
I know people that have died from this. No faked their death so that this way they could get like some political agenda across. I am so tired of it. And honestly, I don't care who likes who and who hates who in the office or the White House or whatever. Guess what? Nobody would be fully happy, because even if we had a president and they were eloquent and they were kind and they were, whatever and pleasing, there's still another half of the country that would have hated their guts. So no matter what, somebody would spin this in a different way. And it's just like, listen, it's a fucking mask. I don't care if you wear your seatbelt anymore. I don't care. That doesn't even affect me. I don't care. Don't wear your seatbelt. Get ejected. Whatever. Wear a goddamn mask. It's a friggin' piece of paper practically.
Listen, I took my mom to the eye doctor today, and I walked her in, and there was a whole room full of older people. There was not one person under 60 in this place. Probably 65, I would say. All wearing their masks. And you know what? It's just one person to walk around and infect one older person. And you know what? I hate to say it, the average age of people who are dying is 77 years old. So you really got to worry. Think of it this way. Think of you 30 years from now, or me 30 years from now. Like, you're 74, you're 77, right?
78, 30 years.
Right? So think about that. So now think of all the shit you went through in your life, right? The jobs, the marriages, the divorce, whatever. Yeah, divorces, horrible injuries that have happened to you, or everything.
Everything. Yeah, I know.
Everything. Now put that all together and then say to yourself, can you believe, because some person could be fucking selfish and just not care about wearing it, my life could die because someone doesn't want to be inconvenienced for 3 minutes inside of a Target.
Yep.
It's so asinine. It's so asinine at this point. You know what? Have fun with it. Have fun with it. I wear a Misfits one every day when I go out.
I wear my Jets mask. I'm like, this is the most exposure the Jets have ever gotten. I just want to say, Dawn said that her friend was just admitted tonight for symptoms. And it's like, it's not over. And that's the thing. I think because we were told that we can go outside, people thought it was over. I said this before, I'll say it again. Because every day people come in and they ask me, wow. Or actually, never mind asking. People come in and they'll comment when they get their hair done. This is the first time I've been out somewhere. And I'm only here because I'm reading your emails, which is kudos to Courtney, because I can't write a freaking email. I mean, to save my life. But kudos to Courtney for that. But, they're like, oh, I've been reading your emails. I see what you're doing. You're keeping everything clean. You're keeping everything sanitary. Thank you so much. And then you get the people that come in and they're like, oh, but so you can't take walk-ins? No, that's a law. Wait a minute, you can't use that blow dryer? Is it you choosing not to blow dry? Or is it, I'm like, listen, see that little girl at the desk right there? That's my daughter. I'm not going to aerosolize any chance of this coming around. Take a snow globe, have it settled, and then shake it up. That's blow drying. And you see her, if she gets sick, I get sick. If I get sick, she gets sick. And then these roots that you wanted done so badly, nobody's getting their roots done because we're going to be dead. Okay? God forbid, but you know what I'm saying? I know it's extreme. I'm not taking kids. And people are like, wow, you're not taking kids anymore? And I'm like, no. Gail, the barber, she's got a compromised immune system. The way I look at it is, I'm sorry. I said to a mother, and I know she could be watching, and I'm not going to mention any names, but she's like, so you're telling me I can't bring my kids here for the first time before back to school, like to get their hair done? I said, first of all, they're probably going to be behind a computer. Second of all, can you tell me that your kids are actually quarantining and staying home? She couldn't even continue eye contact. I said, that's it. Now with you, you're an adult. I know, I mean, I have to make money. I have to work. But point being is, I'm hoping that the adults that are coming in are being safe. I'm safe. Why do you think I'm on the freaking computer doing these shows so many hours a day?
Right.
Because where am I going? You'll know when I'm not quarantining properly when I stop coming live. Because I'll be somewhere. Finally, I get out of work from 11 and a half hours. All I wanted last night, I got in my car and I thought to myself, you know what would be really great right now? To drive down to Brookdale Tavern, have a nice cold martini and an appetizer, and talk to my friends like I used to. Because of this, that is no more.
And it also spikes the depression rates and the suicide rates. And people don't pay too much attention to that because it's, depression is always there. Suicide's always there. But because of all these mandates that we have to do, you're not here. Have you heard about one person committing suicide from being depressed from COVID?
Now, here's the thing. I have a little bit of a thing for that. I think that there have been. But
no, you're 100% correct. Have you heard about it on the news?
No, I haven't heard about bullying either. Kids are being bullied right now. But that's because we haven't heard about it. But on the flip side, here's the other thing. This is my conversation. Again, I had this in the salon. I have many teachers coming in right now. Many. One who is one of my best friends since I was in kindergarten. You know what's made me so sad is she said to me, well, they're saying that we have to go back to school. So you know what I'm going to do? I said, what? She goes, I'm going to get a living will. I said, excuse me? She was like, yeah, I have to. I said, what do you mean? She's like, well, God forbid I contract this at school. I have to have everything written out. And she's like, wow, it's wild. And I talked about this with other teachers. Even with all the school shootings, nobody thought of a friggin' living will.
It's very different. Like these things change people instantly. And honestly, that's a very smart thing that she's doing.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, anybody who's in the public, who works out in the public should be doing that.
Yeah.
And, when you're talking about schools and stuff like that, it's a double-edged sword because you want to protect the kids. You really want to protect the kids. You want to protect the teachers that are working. But on the flip side, you got to think of it this way. I always think of like the absolute worst case scenario for everything. What if this kid only goes to school? Like when he goes to school, it's the only place he gets his meals.
I knew you were going to say that.
Or even worse, what if this kid's in an abusive household?
Sean, I know.
So it's a horrible double-edged sword. There's no good, proper answer. And it sucks. And I feel bad for kids because, as adults, we can make decisions. We can make decisions what we want to do. Like, I knew people who, when this first happened, when it was really bad up here, they flew to Florida. And they stayed there for months until Florida became a shit show. And now they're back here.
Yeah.
So adults can make decisions and deal with the repercussions, but kids can't.
I know. I talk about that all the time. I always say what makes me upset is that there are kids that maybe never witnessed the abuse in the house because the parents were like, you know what? I'm going to fucking beat the shit out of you when I drop that kid off to school. And now the kid's not at school.
Yeah.
Or what about like me? I grew up with my grandparents helping my mother raise me. So if I go to school, people don't think, they think that everybody's just like mother, father, and two kids. but I could come home and kill my grandparents.
Sure.
Like there's a lot of different ways that people live, and it's wild. I don't mean to make people sad, because I know, like, people are saying a couple of things. I have friends who are child service officers. They've been working double time during this whole period.
Right.
And you know what? I'm glad to know they're working double time, because they were probably working not as much because the kids were in school. Now they have to go do more legwork because they're going to different places, not just one place. But a lot of places schools did provide meals for kids. Like I know in Bloomfield, I know in lots of places, not just Bloomfield, but I live near here and I have my business there. It is very, very sad. What's sadder is, to me, is that we were under this misconception that we all lived in a place where we all were among the people that had, and we're really starting to see how many have not. Mm-hmm. So it's very sad to me that, and I don't like I've said this before too. I don't like the phrase, we take it for granted. We take it for granted. We don't freaking take it for granted. When you're working 50 hours a week, 40 hours a week, before this all happened, you're in a mechanical state of wake up, brush your teeth, get your shit together, go to work, and then you're at work. When everybody got to take this pause, all of a sudden it's when you really start to see these issues, really kind of surface, and people had conversations more like this. Because where do you have these conversations? Like, when are we having them? We're not. Because when I see you at a show, it's like you don't even talk to a comic before you go up that much. I mean, you do. I know you're in a different place than I am. Me, I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And then you get done, you're done, and it's like, blah, 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 like it's verbal diarrhea. But like this kind of conversation, who talks on the phone that much? I mean, I've called you, I've called other friends, and you be texting, and we're texting back and forth, and you don't answer. Why? Not because you want to be an ass, because I can't answer. I'm at work. I was in the back room mixing color. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's very strange. But it's just very strange. It's just
it is strange, but you got I push this all the time. You always got to try and find the positive out of a situation.
Of course,
you always have to. For me, I know, like, one thing I've really enjoyed is when I do see my friends and when we do hang out, it does seem a little more special.
Seems like a holiday.
What's that?
It seems like a holiday. What, like, holidays used to be like years ago?
Granted, like concerts for me were always like the meeting ground. Like, we go to Starland. Hey, what time is the show? Doors are at 7. There's 3 opening bands. We don't give a shit about them. All right, I'll meet you at the VFW across the street. Have a few drinks. It's routine. Like, you have your things, but like now, so it's like, hey, what do we do? Like, I went to lunch with my friend yesterday. Like, he came down here, and I don't go to lunch with dudes. Like, it's just that, I don't do that. Like, I don't just hang out with my friends and have lunch. I'm not that person. So like, we had lunch, he had a beer, we went record shopping, and that was it. So it's like we're so limited to some of the things that we're doing that we're actually craving anything that we can possibly do. And that's the problem, because when you start craving those things, like an outdoor event, the beach is open, right? Oh my God, I could finally go to the beach. I guarantee you there's people who love going to the beach, but I guarantee you there's a lot of assholes who are on that beach. They're only there because it's the only place they could possibly go to.
Yeah. I'm not going to the beach.
No.
I'm not really a huge beach person. Unless I'm away on vacation, I'm not a big beach person, but
don't go in the water.
It's interesting, but it's funny because I do say that statement in the salon all the time. People come in and they ask, how you doing? Good. How are you? How's your family? Everybody healthy? It's like this new routine. And then it's, the person might start to say something. And my question really is, what silver lining have you found throughout this whole thing? And it stops people. And people are like, that's an interesting question. I'm like, tell me one good thing that's come from come of this for you. And people are not used to being asked that, because they're so used to being asked, well, what's happening? What's wrong with you? And how's it going for you? And blah, 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 blah. Like, what bad thing is happening to you? So I tried to flip it. what silver lining has happened, and there's been a lot of changes in my space, and people come in, they're like, like Stephanie went into doing, what is she doing? Real estate. So people want to know, they're like, well, what happened? I'm like, COVID. Well, what do you mean? What happened? Like, there has to be something more to it. I'm like, you know what? I know it says salon gossip, but that's where it stops. And they're like, kind of get bummed out, but the way that I've been saying it is pretty much like,
that's just people.
I don't even want to talk about any of it, because to tell you the truth, if I said it was this big dramatic thing, would it make it any better?
Doesn't. People rather revel in gossip and things that hurt people than talk about good things and positivity and things of that nature.
Yep. And like I said, my answer too is, I told her on the phone, if God came down, waved a magic wand, and said that I could be the next Mrs. Rogers instead of Mr. Rogers, I would have left that salon in a hot second. I would have sent out thank you notes and included all of my clients' formulas. And I've gotten to a much better place than I was in. But every once in a while, when something doesn't go the way I would hope or plan, or, maybe somebody's not that happy, I sit there and I go, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And then somebody comes in and they say, you're the first place I went, and I'm so happy to be here. And I go, that's why I'm doing it. Same thing with comedy. I cannot wait to get off air. Not that I want to get off air and talk about what it is, but yeah, I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts, because being on the outside again, it's weird. When I was home, I pictured everybody home. You just picture everybody home.
Most people were.
And now I'm back out, and I'm like, I can't picture that there's somebody sitting home in isolation. But
there are. Sure.
It's so wild.
I mean, I went out and did a little shopping and stuff like that. So I saw the standing on the lines, the people fighting over toilet paper. God forbid you need a bleach anywhere. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get bleached today.
And so now it's the same things are going on, but you can walk right in, get whatever you want. You're not buying Purell for $86 on eBay like people were doing. You know what I mean? You can go anywhere and buy it now. So when you take a look back, I realized that people really don't give a fuck about anybody except themselves. And that's what it comes down to. And look, I still have toilet paper in my trunk. I bought extra because I said, you know what? I have enough for my household, but I bought extra in case friends didn't have any. And there were times where I would post and say, hey, I'm at Target. Anybody need anything? I had a friend say, I need paper towels. Done. No problem. Picked up the pack, dropped it on her doorstep, got Venmo'd in 10 minutes. I helped a friend out. So
I hear you.
There needs to be more of that. And I'm not trying to go on box. You know what I mean? Like, there's just got to be more of people looking out for each other and checking on each other. And that's what gets back to like hanging out with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're there now because we want to be there.
Right.
We can very easily sit in our little bubbles and watch our Netflix until our teeth fall out. Oh. But there is something to say for human interaction, and not even like talking like this, because we're still alone in two separate places talking to a microphone and a camera. So I understand the need for having that human interaction, but you gotta be smart. I made a decision, like, I'm not going into a comedy club for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not doing.
I hear you. I mean, I hear you. I know. I have a feel-good story. I finally went and got my nails done. I know. So a couple people, very sweet ladies, said nice nails. And I'm watching the women that are doing it. And then we went to the place we always went to, because I believe in going back to the small business, like people come to me. So I went and I'm looking at them, and they're wearing the shields like I wear, but the shields that they're wearing were very foggy. Like, there's a couple brands that are better than others.
Okay.
And I've learned that if you don't get crystal clear, I can't cut hair, right? So a company that I actually want to get their name, because I really would like to plug them, because it is my client's husband works for a plastic a place that they were doing printing, and when everything happened, they started, because there was no work, so they started to create these shields, and they are amazing. They're completely clear and wipeable with alcohol, and they're comfortable. And here it is. So he donated a dozen to me, and of course, like, I used it for everybody in the salon, and then I asked for some more, so I gave a couple to teachers that I knew were afraid of going back to school. Well, I went to get my nails done, and I saw this, so I go and I went back to the salon, and I had, I can't like give them all away because there's nowhere to get them anymore. And I went back to the salon and I brought 4, and I emailed him, I'm going to buy some, because I figured I got 2 batches for free. I'm going to buy some and I'm going to bring it. And like, I'm going to give them a good tip anyway. You could not imagine how grateful these women were in the nail salon. Like, they saw me come in, and it was like a French fry at the beach, and I was like ascended on by a bunch of seagulls, and they were like, where did you get this? Oh my God. Yes, it's powder gel. And like, it was amazing. And Courtney was like, Mom, that was so cool. And I go, that's what's going to get us through. People cannot keep being for themselves.
Right. Stop thinking about yourself first. Be a decent person. It's like, people don't realize the smallest little thing that you can do for somebody, which you would not think is anything big, can make their day. They could have had look, that person, I look at the positive side of things, but I always look at the negative side too. That lady who was working in your salon, she could have gotten a foreclosure notice that morning in the mail that she hasn't paid the mortgage in 4 months. They're foreclosing on her house. Her kid's not going to school. Maybe her husband's not working. And this woman has nothing going for her in her life. Just giving her that shield could have just completely changed her day. And I'm a firm believer in that. Like, I'd rather put somebody up than knock somebody down. I'm just built.
Definitely. So I want to say the name of it. Can I just say the name of it really quick?
Oh, absolutely.
It's DCCNY. Wait a minute. No, that doesn't sound right. Sorry. I wore the name of it across my shield, and he's the vice president of sales for, oh my God. Now I just asked you to pause your sentence. I apologize. I want to see what he told me to write the check out to. And that's, sorry. I'm a dope. So what's going on with your birthday tomorrow? Oh, to Digital Color Concepts. So DCC. And they are located in Mountainside, New Jersey. And they made them and donated them to frontline workers and hospitals. So when this happened, that's when somebody said to me, actually his sister said to me, you should reach out to him. I did, and he was very gracious. And that's the stuff that we wear at work. And
great, though.
Yeah.
It's great to be able to, the littlest things that you can do to even give back. Like, I'll always, even look at the beginning of the show, like, talking about how we've changed as comedians. I never tell anybody, hey, you know what? You want to laugh your ass off, check out my live feed next Monday. No, you know what I'll do? I'll say, hey, here's a link. This is what my friend Tim did. This is what my friend Tracy did. See how brilliant I'm doing is fucking ranting into a goddamn camera. These people are actually taking the time and editing and doing these great things. God bless them. God bless them. Because what? I'm not fucking putting on costumes and playing. I got 6 guitars sitting right over there. I ain't putting on a costume and lip syncing to a song because I'm gonna look like a freaking idiot. She looks fantastic doing it, and it's hysterical. And she's getting more views and more likes on those videos.
I know.
If we put a stand-up demo.
Oh yeah, it's insane the numbers that she's getting now.
I love it. I love it. I think it's amazing. When one of us succeeds, we all
succeed. I agree 1,000%.
A lot of people don't, but that's another.
If you come from a place of jealousy or you come from a place of envy, you'll never succeed because it's like applauding with hot coals in your hands. It's like saying, well, I really don't want to clap, but I'll clap. But
listen, I don't believe in asking how somebody got there. I say to myself, what do I have to do to get there?
Yeah.
And it just pushes me harder.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things, like, even with Bobby Collins, like, you know, I was watching that, and I mean, he's so humble and so sweet, and he's doing so many different interviews. And I don't know, you guys had no technical issues that I saw with him, but like, I guess he's gotten, you know, better with his internet stuff, because he's actually got like AOL dial-up or something because of where he is in the mountains or whatever.
It's so hard living in Santa Monica, California right now. It's such a hard life he's living.
Stop it. I'm talking about his internet connection, wise guy.
Oh, he's got better internet than you can find.
He what?
He's got better internet. Because of your life, you've got a whole new bunch of friends like Donna and Tracy.
No, but he wrote something else. He's happy. But Frank, I love Frank. He's very sweet, and I've talked to him. He came and supported, and he bought product. He said his mortgage was deferred through September. Then I have to start paying again, but I'm not going back to work till January 1st at the earliest. I'm screwed. But they're going to defer it again. They will defer it. They will defer it again, Frank, because I too have my mortgage deferred because I used anything that I got to pay my rent. And now I actually just filed for a grant for rent, and I'm hoping I get it. But yeah, there's so many different things. And honestly, Frank, you have to contact your mortgage company. I know my mother just wrote that to him too.
So what do we take away from today's episode?
What do we take away? Well, we do know that it is going to be your birthday.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Wait, where's my birthday bear? It's like, I know, but I think the hat flew over there. You probably manifested it because you're like, get that shit out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know.
So we'll be 44 tomorrow. No big deal.
44.
Yeah, no big deal. My birthdays are always weird. You know what I mean? It's always weird because like every once in a while I'll think back because I had a really bad accident on a birthday.
Uh-huh.
I always
the red Camaro thing or something.
Yeah. I totaled my car on my 18th birthday. So like once in a while it'll just be like, holy shit, that was like 26 years ago. You know, like that was a very pivotal moment, and like it said to me, like, what the fuck have I really done in 26 years? You know what I mean? Like it's a very weird thing. Like when you have timestamps on certain things, it kind of screws me up a little bit. All right, so it's my birthday tomorrow.
And my half birthday. Your
half birthday, you'll be 48 and a half. What else? COVID's still here. They're canceling outdoor comedy. You're trying to be a good person, but you're not cutting kids' hair. What else? Tracy's awesome and Tim's awesome with their videos.
You're frozen at 44. Oh no. You're frozen. I hope we're not freezing again. Oh no. I don't know if people can see me, but he is frozen. I need to take a picture of this because this is hilarious. I'm going to do this. Bink. Wait, I don't know. Wait a second. Let's see if I could get the bink. Like the bink. Wait, is he baking? Wait, so you guys can see me. I don't know what's happening with him. He froze, but you can see me. This is actually really funny. He's gone. I feel like I could have roasted him, but I really just can't roast him. Although I will say that watch out for tomorrow's stuff, because God forbid is he having a stroke. He better come back and say goodbye. Hey, you okay? I got a screenshot too. I think we should sing happy birthday to him, but he can't hear us. I could sing it. Yeah, he's frozen. I don't know what happened. I don't even know how to find it. He has his thumbs. He's getting old. You guys are funny. Oh boy. I don't even know. I don't know. Well, happy birthday to you. He's gone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Well, guys, this was Couch Time with Donna and Sean. And I guess Sean is out. He dropped the mic and he left. It is his birthday tomorrow, and I think it would be awesome if you could share the video. And also, don't forget, wish him a happy birthday on his timeline. And yep, I don't know what happened on Girls Gone Green. I froze. Now he froze. We all freeze. It's like a game of freeze tag. But I think what it means is the computer's tired and the internet's saying, get the hell out of here. Go hang out with your kid. Oh, wait, where's the dog? Is he right back here? I don't even know where he is. I'll see you guys for story time in the morning. I'm going to do something for Sean's birthday. I'm going to talk about the fact that it is his birthday on story time with the kids. I don't even know what kind of book I'm going to have to find, but I'm going to search. Yeah, Frank, I'm sorry. Want me to sing happy birthday to you? I'll sing to everybody. I'll just make a happy birthday video and push it out there. All right, guys. It's me, Donna B, signing off. I love you, dog. We started the night together, and this is like my third thing in a row. It's 10:21. Wait, he wrote to me. He lost connection. Well, you know, that happens when you get older. So when you get older, I hear that sometimes you have connection issues. Might have to get the little blue podcast pill. Just kidding. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, seriously. I'm going to go. Bye, guys. Love you. Lost connection. Connection dysfunction. Wait, let me think. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wait. So it'd be a connection dysfunction syndrome. CDS. ADS.